situation, and I'm going to do some skincare before I do my makeup. I'll wash my face with my face cleanser, steam, face pack and sheet mask. After adding the sheet mask, I will massage the serum into the face. It will give me instant boost, and basically doing the sheet mask adds back all the hydration that's taken away from your face pack. Now make sure to squeeze out every last drop of that precious serum. And now I'm just taking off my sheet mask and massaging my skin with it. Doing the same. Now I'm removing my facial hair with the help of this facial razor, then toner, lip balm, moisturizer. A gel-based moisturizer first, and then a thicker moisturizer. This will add a lot of moisture into my skin and give me a nice base. Then primer. Now this is the new technique that I do, that I dab my face with the primer so that the primer is doing its utmost to give you a very nice base. If you drag it around, I'm not sure how much it helps, but dabbing the primer is very helpful. Now I want to conceal these dark spots and my under eye circles, so I've taken an orange corrector, a concealer, and dabbing the mixture on my face wherever I want to hide the dark spots. Now I would advise you to go for a peach concealer instead of an orange corrector, because orange corrector is very dark. It's really not necessary for people with my skin tone. If you have a darker skin tone, or if your pigment is very dark, an orange corrector is right then, but not when you need very tiny amount of correction. So go for a peach concealer instead of an orange corrector. So now I'm applying it under my eyes, and I'm dabbing it with my finger, because your finger provides warmth which makes the product melt and stick to the skin nicely, and that would be very helpful in our next step. See, I'm dabbing it on my face very lightly. Don't move it around, dab it in place. Next step is applying foundation. Make sure that you are dabbing your foundation and not dragging it, because if you drag it, the whole effort that you've taken with the orange concealer is going to go to vain. So make sure that you are dabbing the foundation on your face and not dragging it. See, I think you can understand how beautifully it has concealed the dark spots away. If you just add the foundation, ultimately your pimple marks are going to show through, and for an event when you're clicking pictures, it can cause you to lose your confidence and you don't click good pictures. I mean, you do you, but I used to feel very conscious even when a tiny pimple mark used to peek through my foundation. So this is my newest trick that I've learned. Also, don't forget to add foundation to all the places that are going to look open. That is your chest area, your neck, also behind your neck. But since I'm showing you guys, I'm not going somewhere, I am not doing that right now. But whenever I go for events, I ask somebody in my home to do that. Now I'm brushing my eyebrows to lightly draw in them. I'm not going to use a heavy hand. I make sure that I draw tiny strokes and not anything which is darker. Then I brush it out with the spoolie. This helps to spread the product across the eyebrow. Doing the same thing on the other eyebrow. Since your eyebrows are like tiny hair, you don't want to draw bigger strokes or darker strokes or use a color which is black. Now this particular product has charcoal grey color. I'm taking orangish brown color and I'm going to add it on the crease with a windshield wiper motion, and then I'm going to also use circular motions like this to diffuse the color in my crease. We are doing a very easy cut crease today, and we need the color diffused in our crease area. Make sure that you don't go right near your eyebrows. You stay in the crease, and as and when you spread the color more in the crease, the color is automatically going to get diffused on the upper end. Also make sure that both eyeshadow's intensity is same, that is, use the same amount of color on both eyes. And now we are going to take concealer and add the concealer right on the lid. Maybe if you are not sure, just go a little lower than your actual crease, but surely do not go above your crease. That would not complete the look. Now we are going to pack a very light eyeshadow on the concealer. Since the concealer is wet, we need to set it with an eyeshadow. So here I am doing the same. I am taking a dark brown eyeshadow just on the outer V of the eyes to give the eye look a little depth. Don't take it inside. See, I'm just placing it with a pencil brush and spreading it in place, or diffusing the color in place. Now I'm just using a lighter shade on the inner corner of my eye first and on my brow bone to give it a lighter color. And since the whole eye look is matte, I am using a golden color in the inner corner to give it a pop. If my eyeshadows were sparkly, I would have used a matte inner corner light shade, but since I'm using matte shade on my eye, I'm using a golden color, sparkly color inside. And I'm just doing mascara. I don't do color until I just feel like doing something extra, because my eyelashes don't need it. If your eyelashes are flat or they are tiny, make sure to use an eyelash curler. Until then, I don't think I need it. Now I'm going to apply a very light contour in the hollow bone. I'm going to blend it in place. It does not look like I've applied much, but in real life it was really visible, and somehow the camera just diffuses the whole color. I do it also on the jawline of my face and on top of my forehead, along with besides my nose. Very little color besides my nose, because I don't want a different color shade besides my nose and I don't want it to be obvious, so I use very tiny amount. Also on the edges of my forehead, now I just stamp some blush. This is the new technique that I've picked up. It looks really pretty. Now I'm just going to apply some lipstick, some amateur style lipstick, and ta-da!